Good afternoon and welcome to the Dynamics 365 update webcast. We wait for another minute to give people time to join, and then we get started right away. Again, warm welcome. It's now 1 o'clock and 1 minute. I think we can get started. As I said, again, welcome to the monthly Dynamics update webcast. We have 3 speakers today who will give you an update what happened in the last month. We have very well known from QBS side, William van Voorthuysen and Chris Sparks. And we have today a special guest speaker from Solidea, Eva Petronova. This webcast will be recorded and we send you the link afterwards, as well as the presentations. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A section and we will answer your questions right after the presentation. And now enjoy, and I hand over to you, William.
Okay. Thanks. Quick check, do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome everybody to the Dynamics 365 update webcast. As said by Ursula, most of you will know me nowadays. My name is William van Voorthuysen. I'm Technical Services Lead and Product Specialist for Business Central at QBS Group. And today I will start with some news around Business Central. Then I will hand it over to Chris with some best practices and tips on how to engage with the Power Platform. And last but not least, we hand it over to Eva from Solidea. I'm going to cover a few Business Central topics, some new features that are announced after the Wave 1 release of this year. A widely spread CRM integration issue, which is a known issue. News around the service-to-service authentication for Business Central, and the brand new Bridge to Cloud promotion launched by, or at least announced by Microsoft. First, a few new features. The first one is the Save a Report dataset to Excel from the request page. This is a very this is a feature which will be very well received based on the demand we saw in the channel. And for example, when you create new reports or modify existing ones, a common requirement is of course the ability to inspect the data that is generated for a given report dataset. Especially needed for filtering RDLC reports, for example, for optimizing dataset performance or whatever. The Windows client included the About This Report feature, which lets you rerun a report and view the dataset. With this new feature, developers and Power users can now export a report dataset to Excel. So more or less similar to what we had in the Windows client. But now we are able to export it to Excel to investigate the resulting dataset as part of creating report layouts. The feature will be launched in the Wave 2 release of this year, so October or November this year, in fall. But based on the fact that the demand in the channel for this feature and the usefulness, Microsoft has the intention to launch it even earlier as a opt-in feature. So the current target of Microsoft is 18.3. So that's more or less the next minor update for Business Central SaaS. So you can expect that next month or at the end of this month. You will get this as an opt-in feature. So I think great news for you all, especially those who have to deal with the reports. Another one is the extension validation on upgrade, because we all know upgrades can fail for a number of reasons. For example, lack of application dependencies, compilation errors, duplicate object IDs, and so on. When these surface at the end of the flow, for example, when the customer is already down for maintenance, then if the failure occurs then, they are costly both for the customer and for you as a partner, for Microsoft and so on. So this delays the upgrade process unnecessarily, as most of these features could be found earlier in the flow. For example, when scheduling the update, it should be able to check it at that time. Microsoft is now going to launch a new per tenant extension validation service. And with that service, you're able to check if all the dependencies have been provided, that the code compiles both up and downstream. For example, checking that both required symbols are available and that there are no breaking changes downstream, that there are no breaking schema changes, and that there are no duplicate IDs. And initially, the idea is that this will be triggered on scheduling the update. So if you as a partner are going to the admin center of the Business Central customer, you're able to schedule the upgrade of that customer. Once you schedule it, then the trigger will be launched, and then you will get a notification if any problems occurs. Another one is install and uninstall Appsource apps using the APIs from the Business Central Admin Center. As part of the onboarding of new customers, many partners install multiple or several Appsource apps for the customer. Those apps can be installed, of course, directly from Appsource or from the extension management page in Business Central. And now with this release, Microsoft adds the option to install Appsource apps programmatically using the Business Central Admin Center API. So admin can also use this API to uninstall apps that are no longer needed. And yeah, this is great if you as a partner are working with Business Central customers on a larger scale, and as part of the onboarding process, you would like to install the required apps from Appsource programmatically. Then the widely spread and known issue around the issue if you have an integration between Dynamics Nav or Business Central and CRM and or Dataverse. And there is a connectivity issue, and that's caused by the depreciation of the regional discovery service. That was announced by Microsoft a while ago. But partners or end customers using the legacy username password authentication are impacted by this. Because if you don't have taken action on the fact that Microsoft has announced that the regional discovery service will be depreciated, and you're still running on the legacy authentication method, you are facing this issue. A short-term solution was to re-enable the regional discovery service, but that was only up till the end of June, which is already in the past. So now you only basically have the option to move to OAuth 2.0, so the new authentication method. I've included a link where you can find for every specific situation what your next steps would be. So if your customer is on NFV 2016, 17, 18, whatever, you get a guide on how to deal with this issue. 2 notes: Business Central 13, so the first version, is not able to work with OAuth 2.0. So if you really are demanding an integration between Business Central 13 and a CRM solution, for example, you really need to upgrade to a higher version of Business Central before April 2022. And the same applies to NFV 2016, which is out of support for a while now. So if you're on NFV 2016 and an integration with CRM, you are required to update also before April 2022. Then the service-to-service authentication. Some news was shared this week earlier, and it's good to know that integrations to Business Central SaaS now works with service-to-service authentication, and that it's suited for scenarios where integrations are required without any user interaction. Two main scenarios, for example, to share with you is a company setup using automation APIs, or external users and non-interactive users with access to APIs and web services. So now basically you can step away from the web service access keys, because most of the scenarios can now be replaced by the new service-to-service authentication method. I've also included a link for the more detailed info, so please have a look over there. Then my last topic, the Bridge to Cloud promo, is a new promo announced by Microsoft, and basically it's the successor of the old EP to CSP promo, which had the intention to end yesterday. June 30 was the intention to end. Because of the fact that the Bridge to Cloud promo, once again, more or less the successor of EP to CSP, will launch on September 1st, the current promo, which should have ended yesterday, is extended until August 31st. So basically up to the launch of the new promo, you can still enroll in the EP to CSP promo. Basically, you can enroll in this promo, and with that you're able to renew your enhancement plan through CSP. The enrollment starts, of course, after launch, so September 1st, and you have the time until June 30, 2022. And customers who choose to renew their enhancement plan through the Bridge to Cloud promo receive the following benefits, more or less comparable to the old EP to CSP, but just as a summary once again, your price point is equal to your enhancement plan renewal quote. You have dual access and downgrade rights to your current on-premise Dynamics price list products, so Dynamics 365, Business Central on-prem, NAV, GP or SL. Of course, you have the monthly billing option. It's an option, of course. Yearly invoicing is still possible. You got all the enhancement plan benefits you got on your old EP, so to say. And last but not least, of course, you get the Business Central online licenses with a 60% discount. So, like I said before, more or less it's the successor of EP to CSP. But there are two major differences. Instead of a total promo term of 3 years, now with the Bridge to Cloud promo, you will get 4 years in total. So basically you start with a year, and then you can add the additional years if you're still not on cloud at the end of the first term. But the bigger point is the one-way transition. Customers who enroll in the Bridge to Cloud promo are committed to their transition to the cloud. And of course, in the old way, if you enrolled into the EP to CSP promo, most of the end customers had the same ambition to go to cloud, but there was an option to say, okay, after 3 years, if you're not able to go to cloud, you can still roll back into your old EP plan. The expectation now is that customers will move to a CSP licensing going forward and will fully migrate to Business Central Online after the promo term expires. Because you no longer have the option to renew your enhancement plan through DPL. So customers retain EP benefits for the term of the promo, Once the promo term has expired, the expectation is that the customer will be fully migrated to Business Central SaaS and will no longer need an enhancement plan through DPO. But when a customer enrolls in the promo, they will, of course, like I said, they will not be able to revert to enhancement. Any customer who enrolls into the promo and then chooses to re-enroll in the EP through DPL, so basically go back to the old situation, you will face lapsed fee charges on your new renewal order. Eligibility, those customers, of course, on the right products. Like I said, Business Central on-prem, NAV, GP, SL, purchase prior to July 1st, so prior to today. Of course, you need to be active on your enhancement plan. It's available only for commercial and public and government, not education SKUs. And the licensing requirement is that, of course, customers must purchase Business Central online licenses with an annualized total greater than or equal to your EP renewal amount. So basically, if you're paying 1,200 euros a year for your enhancement plan, your monthly fee should be 100 euros. Now, and compare that to your Business Central license price, you need you will know the minimum license requirement. A few questions. Can you switch from the current EP to CSP promo to the bridge to cloud promo? Yes, that's possible. You're able to switch, and you're able to switch midway through your renewal period. So if you're already on your EP to CSP promo, you're able to jump on to this bridge to cloud promo. So you don't need to wait to your new EP anniversary date. And then, of course, you will benefit from the 4 years term instead of 3. So basically, you get 1 year extra. Good to know. Like I said before, there were 2 major differences, not only the one 4 years instead of 3, but also that this is more or less a one-way transition. And if you're not sure, which obviously shouldn't be a question, but just in case of, if you're not sure if you go to cloud within the next 3 years, then of course with this promo you have the risk of your lapsed fee charges. And like I said, just like the if you're going to jump into this promo right away, if you're going to switch, it should be before June 30, 2022. And I suppose that there are a lot of questions around this promo. Like I said, it's basically the successor of the old EP to CSP promo, just with 2 major differences. But Microsoft has also shared more detailed information. Of course, the announcement, a policy with more detailed information, and a large FAQ with the most common questions regarding this promo, with of course the answers of Microsoft. So good to know. The links are shared in this PPT, so you get them afterwards. And also good to know that within QBS, we are thinking of relaunching some office hours for US partners for covering all your questions, just like we did with the launch of the, so to say, old EP to CSP promo. With that, I would like to hand it over to Chris, but first let me check if there are any questions.
Yes, William, there is one question. Does the 60% last forever?
Nope, just for the term of the promo. So basically, you have it for 4 years. And nobody knows what will happen after 4 years, of course. And Microsoft is able to change things, but yeah, that's the same if you don't enroll into this promo. Then you face the same uncertainty about the future pricing. So basically, you don't know anything, but at least if you go for this promo, you get the 60% discount, just the same like in the old EP to CSP promo.
Very good. That was the only question in the Q&A section.
Okay, thanks. Over to Chris then.
Yeah, thank you, William, for that today. The next session, we're going to talk about Microsoft resources. And so why are we doing this part of the session today? Well, based on some of the feedback from previous sessions that we've had, we've heard that you would like to know more about what's available to help you get started with Power Platform. Lots of the follow-up queries that I've had have been around how do I go to market with Power Platform, or where can I get my hands-on experience for my technical staff. You know, my trial account keeps expiring. I have to recreate everything from scratch every 30 days. So I'm going to take you through some of the things that are available to you as organizations to enable you to create marketing, copy, collateral, and also enable you to get started from a technical perspective. So first things first, I want to point you all to the Power Platform for Partners site. I've looked at all of the resources out there that I could find from Microsoft, and this is the most comprehensive place that I can find for broadness and breadth of content around building and marketing a practice. Personally, there is one very specific slide in this deck, one very specific resource in this deck that I love. It's under the build a practice section. There's lots of go-to-market. There's some drive readiness. There's one particular thing under build a practice. The resource is called Build and Grow Your Microsoft Build and Grow Your Microsoft Low Code Application Development Practice. And I think that's the starting point for everybody. Because not only does it have in there an explanation of what the market opportunity is, but it also has this slide in there. And this slide is one of the most common conversations that I have all up with partners. You know, where do I start, or what can I use Power Platform for? Not only does this slide give you many examples to help you start thinking, it also provides additional context around those examples. So you can see there, you know, in the middle, it talks about CRM Lite, and that's in the context of similar things to the Jumpstart 365 solutions that you have access to through your QBS Partner Cloud Toolbox. It talks about invoice reporting in the context of automation from email through to data using AI Builder. If anybody kind of wants to understand that kind of scenario, I'd encourage you to look at the replay of the Power Platform Special Interest Group that we did last Friday, because we did a demonstration specifically around that kind of scenario. And it also talks about many other business scenarios that are already in use with customers today. So if you're looking for inspiration around where to get started with your Power Platform proposition, this is really the place to begin. So whether it's invoice processing, whether it's consolidating financial management and information, whether it's CRM Lite, there's an example there to help your mind think about how to get started and where to kind of begin your Power Platform journey. Of course, that's before the go-to-market resources that contain the copy and the collateral you can use within your marketing teams to begin to set up. So the next resource that I found, and I think this is complementary to the previous one, I also wanted you to draw your attention to the Powerapps site for SMB. This is basically locked behind the partner wall at Microsoft, so it's not kind of publicly available, but if you sign into Partner Center, you will be able to get access to this. It's also somewhat older, but it has a collection of useful infographics. It has presentations and messaging more suited to SMB organizations rather than kind of big enterprise businesses, which you could use in your marketing efforts. So I think with those two resources at your disposal and those collections of resources, there's quite a lot there to look through. I think your marketing team should be in a great place to begin to be able to create and define a value proposition around this. So Just want to make a key point also. It's not so easy to go to market with Power Platform as a whole. So you really do want to specifically focus on the scenarios, the industry verticals, and everything else that's with this. I think finally, for those in the audience who are of a more technical, pre-sales or consulting slant, one of the things that's available to you here is the Powerapps Developer Plan. It's an evolution of what was the old Community Plan. It's been rebranded. It's also been extended with some features that were quite restrictive on the use. Originally, you were unable to export your solutions. You were able to do much with a community plan. Those restrictions have been removed in this Powerapps Developer Plan, and it gives you basically a free environment. You can develop and you can test applications. All of the premium connectors are in there. All of the custom connectors, if you wanted to create those, are in there. All of the Dataverse connectors, majority of those are premium connectors. They're all in there. You also get access to Power Automate. And it's for basically for anything that's develop or test or non-production, you can look to build those applications. I think the key here, you could always use your internal use rights as a partner organization from Microsoft to create these environments. You need a minimum of 1 gigabyte storage per environment when you create this. By default, you tend to have 10 gigabyte of storage plus then additional storage per user if you've got the use rights to the old Dynamics 365 customer engagement plan. But then every developer that needs an environment or every separate environment starts to eat into that storage. So the great thing about this developer plan is it's available to individuals within your organization. It's also free of charge. So multiple individuals within the same organization can sign up. They can all get access to their own environment. And that can really help you when it comes to saving on your internal use right licenses, the storage and the costs that go along with that. So if you wanted to check out Jumpstart 365 for Sales, which is one of the things in your QBS toolbox, you can get that working with Cloud Partner Panel. You can start creating your apps from scratch using the Powerapps Development Plan. This is really the great place to start. So 2 things there today: resources to help and a technical environment for each and every developer within your organization to begin to play around with this. So I guess what I'd like you to do, if you really are serious about getting started with Powerapps, and Microsoft keep making more and more about this, think about customers in your existing base that have needs or solutions where you could leverage quick wins. Think about kind of horizontal plays that would be impactful to every customer. Think about specific vertical solutions. I'm not trying to encourage you all to become ISVs. It's a step beyond, but you are all IP builders in the world. You're used to doing that inside of the Business Central box with extensions. Think about what you can potentially surround Business Central with from an application perspective, and where you can use Powerapps and Power Automate to do that. Finally, when you go to market, it's not going to be by Powerapps. It's not going to be by Power Automate. There's very little there. It's all about putting then the context of that solution into the mindset of your customers, into the way that perfectly complements everything that you already do. And that value-added IP or intellectual property is going to be key in the future about how you can position Power Platform to your customers. So the third thing is that this won't happen by itself. You really do need to think about getting the right resources and the right people, enabling time for learning, and just making sure that they are comfortable and capable spending, an hour here, an hour there, evaluating, investigating, and working out what you can do with regards to integrating with Business Central APIs, or just creating Power Apps that surround Power Platform in its entirety. So that's all from me today. It's the only piece I have. What I would now like to do is hand you over to our fantastic guest speaker, Eva Petronova from Solitaire, who is going to help you all understand where Solitaire can ensure you are successful with their solutions within financial services. Over to you, Eva.
Yes, sure. I'm just not sure if Ursula doesn't want to say some question which were regarding your presentation.
There is one. Thanks, Eva. There's one more question. I suppose it's more related to William. Nevertheless, maybe Chris can help out. Otherwise, we are coming back to Gavin by email. Have you heard anything about the D365 Sales Pro 4-month free offer being extended, or has it ended as planned on 30th of June?
Yeah, it's probably a question for me. So I've heard absolutely nothing about that being extended. If you look at, so it's a busy time at Microsoft. Obviously, their financial year ended yesterday. And what typically happens is they will announce a promotion that runs from a certain date until the end of the year. And that's exactly what they announced. All of the websites reflect that. All of everything else reflects that. It is the 1st of July. What I will say is I'm going to get hold of the CSP price list while Eva is presenting. And if the promo is still on the price list, then we can safely assume it's been extended. But to the best of my knowledge, it was basically slated to end as of yesterday. Do you want to come back to me on that one just towards the end, Ursula, and I'll try and bring some more additional clarification.
Yes, very good. Let's do so. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
But now over to you, Eva.
Okay, thank you, Chris and Ursula, for the word. Just want to make sure if you will see my screen now.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So, hello everyone. My name is Eva. I'm from Solitaire Company, and today I would love to tell you more about one of our financial product, which we call the Express Apps. During the short session, I just want to tell you 3 main things. The first is definitely what is the Express Apps. Then what you can get from the partnership with us, because we definitely are searching the partners. And at the last of my presentation, we'll focus on introduction one of our app, Financial Leasing Express, so you can see deeply what is our work about. So the Express Apps, when I'm calling and when I'm speaking about the Express Apps, I'm actually thinking about 4 apps. One is definitely Loans Express, covering loan management industry. Second one is the Funding Express, which is covering grant management industry, and basically when you are dealing with investors who are giving you money and they just want you to make some profit, this app will help you to cover all the process. Third app is Installment Sale Express, which focus on the retail industry. And the fourth app is Financial Leasing Express, which covers financial leasing workflow and hire purchase management. These all 4 applications we call the Express Apps. Why we call them together, or why we call it group? Because they have also common basement. On the background, we built all these apps on the Business Central. Then we created the Express App Core, which is one application which is common for all 4 apps. And then we have some specification for each apps. Why I'm telling this to you is because thanks to the structure, we are really able to do the fast implementation, moreover, really fast customization based on your specifications. As I already mentioned, all these Express Apps are based on Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. All are available on Appsource, so really feel free to download the trial version there. We excel in fast implementation and smart adaptation, thanks to the legal requirements, thanks to the Business Central structure, etc. We use a lot of wizards. in our app, which means all the applications are really easy to use. So they are really good to fit even for startups and even for more structured companies, which already have some system in the past. I call it empowered development, but it means we are really working on our Express apps intensively. So we do release every second month with new features. Some of them are also from the opinions of our users. So really all feedback is welcome. And we also have partner benefits and the support. I will talk about it later. Currently, we are supporting 5 languages: English, French, German, Dutch, and Swedish. Don't worry if you don't see your language here. It takes us around 3 or 4 weeks to manage new language for you. So shouldn't be the problem. Why to become our partner? Quite important question for you, I guess. Of course, we are providing the latest information to our partners. We have the partner zone where we communicate everything. We provide you all user guides and training videos, so it can be easier for you to do the implementation for your end customer. We provide business and technical support. We have 7 people here in Solitea who are taking care about Express apps and who are fully supporting our partners as well. Last but not least is definitely the margin which you have for our partners, which is 20%. And when you sell much more packages, you have some interesting margin there as well. If you are interested in our apps or if you want to just know more, I have 2 important messages for you. First is definitely I would love to invite you to our webinars, which will focus on all these apps, and I can show you deeply what the apps are about. So here you can see 2 dates, 8th of July and 14th of July. After my session, I will send a link to the chat so you can register for free there. If these dates just don't suit you or you want to talk with me earlier, feel free to book the meeting with me through the booking page. Again, after my session, I will send you the link. Here you can see all the apps which I introduce you, and as I promised at the start of my presentation, I will show you deeply one of it, and it's a Financial Leasing Express app. As I mentioned, it covers all financial leasing processes. Also, for some of you, maybe more common word is hire purchase. We focus mainly on small and mid-sized lesser companies, and our app covers all movable capital goods, really, from vehicles, cars to the manufacturer equipment, whatever you think. As for some features which I want to point up, is definitely full integration with Business Central, with accounting model, and with card of the objects. You can work with variety of irregular installments. Really, the app is quite flexible thanks to the structure which I show you at the beginning. The next feature which I really want to point up is the mass operation, and which can really make your life easier. Here you can see our pricing model. As for the Financial Leasing Express, it's 395 euros per month per solution. Thanks to our pricing politic, really the solution is accessible for a lot of people. So maybe you think that 20% of the margin is not a lot, but really a lot of our partners are selling more products to more people or more customers thanks to this pricing model. To not talk more, I will show you really just short video about the Financial Leasing Express app, where you can see deeply how the solution looks like. Okay, so if you are interested in a Financial Leasing Express app, feel free to try a trial version on Appsource, or just book the meeting in the link which I will send to the chat. And at the end of the presentation, I just want to remind you our webinars. So really feel free to come and we can discuss more about the Express apps and how we can help you and your customers in the financial industry. Thank you so much for the attention, and Ursula, I'm giving you a word.
Thanks a lot, Eva. Great presentation. Also, of course, from Chris and William. I do not see any questions. Are there any questions for Eva? I would say no, but we are having your contact details and we will send out with the recording also your presentation, so you have everything you need. That was it for today. Thanks to all speakers. Thanks for your participation. Enjoy the summer, and hopefully we see each other by the end of July at the next Dynamics 365 update webcast. Have a great day. Bye.